It is 20 minutes after the hour. Our Coach's Corner segment with Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. Nice win over Talladega Friday night, and your thoughts on that victory?
Well, we did exactly what we needed to do. I mean, we preached our kids all week. Talladega was an improved football team. They're very athletic, very fast. The biggest thing was to come out fast and hit on all cylinders quick. And so, and when somebody's trying to build a program, if you come out and then you put doubt in their mind early, if you come out explosive, we really felt we should have been 35-6 at halftime. It was 28-6. So our offense, I think we punted one time, but we had, so we were very, very pleased at how we came out. Second half we came out, we scored very quickly to put the game away, and then it was a lot of running clock. We knew we had the game under control, and but you have to have hats off to them. In the years past, those kids would have laid down, and we probably would have scored two more times, but they kept battling. You could tell that there's a difference in what's being tolerated and what's not being tolerated over there.
Some of the highlights of Friday night's win over Talladega at Mary Dumas Stadium. The Aggies come out, and it begins with your quarterback again.
Yeah, Keaton does a great job on option. There was a great shot right there to Dalen Keith.
You talk about the mix of the throw and run is getting better and better.
It gets better and better, and as he gets more confident right there, for him to read the option as well as he runs the option and not play last year is tremendous, because that is a lifetime of working with kids to be able to run those kind of plays. So he's doing very well. This was a heck of a return by Dalen Keith. Dalen's having a heck of a year. He really is. A lot of folks don't know, Dalen's our backup quarterback as well. That was a called counter. They were shifting everything there, and that's another called counter by Keaton. And so he does a really good job. People have to account not for two backs, but three backs once we get inside the 10.
Sylacauga, a big win over Talladega Friday night. And defensively, your thoughts on the game?
I think we continue to improve defensively. I think the last two games we've given up 14 points, both games. And, Talladega was scoring 35 to 40 points a game. So I think our defense continues to improve. And you know what? And it's all about our linebackers growing up. And I keep saying it, we're playing a lot of sophomores. We're playing a lot of sophomore ends and sophomore linebackers. And it has made us do some things that we have not done in some years past. I mean, there is never a day that goes by that we don't run tackling stations now, because that young kid has to have that muscle memory. And we kind of took that for granted earlier in the year. We took the bye week to get a lot of things fixed. We haven't gotten away from it. And now we're tackling a little better.
Offensively scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, we are. But I tell you, we've not tapped our total potential offensively. We've not really, where we've thrown the ball 18 or 20 times and really put pressure on you. And I'm telling you, we are continuing to improve offensively, and the sky's the limit once we really hit our groove with that offense. And especially as small as we are up front. We've got a gritty bunch of kids. They're fun to watch.
Sylacauga, big win over Talladega in a region matchup. Another one looms tomorrow night with Valley here at Sylacauga.
It does, and I tell you, they're all concerning. They're all big games. It's a big, big physical football team. They're struggling this year. They got a new coach. They struggled last year. But this may be the biggest football team up front and the biggest linebackers that we've seen. Now, we're quicker and faster than they are, but it may get tough before we can wear them down to run between the tackles right now.
With the balance that Sylacauga is presenting with the run and throw, what do you try to put in an opponent's mind about, hey, we gotta be careful here because they can run our throw?
My philosophy and our philosophy in football, it's always been a known with most coaches that it's very, very hard to stop option football and somebody that can throw it too, because it's assignment football. You're putting an outside linebacker in conflict, whether he's got flats or whether he's got pitch on the option. Now, it's very hard to teach and be good at both. You know, you watch Georgia Tech, you watch Navy, they struggle sometimes throwing the football. Where we're a little more multiple in the shotgun. We run more of an old style Rich Rodriguez, Urban Meyer when he was at Florida style offense. But under center, we're very much like Georgia Tech and Navy. But you're putting defenses in conflict, and they can't pack the box to get the extra safety to stop an option if the threat of going deep and the threat of the throw. And so you're keeping guys where you know them. And if we know where you are, then we can attack you.
Mm-hmm. Very successful year so far for Sylacauga. The one region loss to Beauregard, and Beauregard's beating everybody, the defending state champion. Right. There's some folks surprised that Sylacauga's doing as well as they have done so far.
Yeah, we told our kids at the beginning of the year, you know, this happens every year that you have a senior-led group graduate. Mm-hmm. I remember when Kelsey and Kyle Pope graduated, the entire school said, well, you're going to have a hard time winning without that group. And Matt Collier and Brantley Carr and all that group came through, and we won 8 games. When Hunter Johns and T.J. Green and all that group graduated, well, then here came Jordan, but here came Alex, and we continued to win. Well, we lost Alex, and then there was 26 seniors off last year's team. We had to replace 9 starters on offense, 8 on defense. But it's all about an off season. Mm-hmm. It's all about spring. It's all about putting the kids in the right place, and it's about a kid's work ethic. You know, they're bound and determined that their group's not going to be the first group to have a losing season. They're not going to be a group to not win 7-8 games, and they really want to win more than that. This is
eight games is a great season for a lot of teams, but Sylacauga not satisfied with that.
Well, we're never satisfied. I remember having a couple years ago having a conversation with the superintendent, and I wanted to convey to him very quickly that, you know, we're always striving to win all of them. Mm-hmm. You know, now, are we satisfied? No. Are we very pleased when kids continue to win 7-8 games? Well, absolutely. There's programs everywhere that's a great year, and it's a good year for us too. But we want to get over that 8-win hump. We want to get out of the first round. We want to make noise in the state because we want the state to know that we are a predominant school. You want people to talk about you not as a good program, but as a great program.
With a win tomorrow night, if Sylacauga is fortunate enough to win, it'd be very difficult to keep you out of the playoffs. Right. But, you know, there's a number 2 seed in there later in the year that you can accomplish.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we've got to take care of business Friday night. We don't look past anybody. I've seen no film on Clay. We don't do that. Even in the bye week, I refused to watch anything on Talladega. Everything was concentrated on Childersburg. Everything right now is concentrated on Valley. You know, but with a win Friday night, you're 6-1. You're sitting right there that you've probably qualified for the playoffs, mm-hmm. and now you've set yourself up to battle for positions. We want a home playoff spot. We want to host the first round of the playoff at our new stadium. You know, we wanted to last year. You know, and Clay was a dogfight. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most physical game I've coached in a long time. This one Friday night against Valley will be physical just because that they're big and they're very, very strong and they're a physical football fan.
How do you get the football in the hands of your speed guys against a slower Valley team?
Right. Well, it's a million different ways. We've got 3 guys at any time can get outside. You know, and our schemes are set up to go inside or outside. Mm-hmm. You know, now we're a little worried right now. Deshaun Looney's been battling flu all week. We don't know if we're going to let him play Friday night. We're going to play that by ear Friday morning. He has been held out of practice all week. But that gives a guy like Jordan Ridgeway, that gives a guy like Philemon Jones. We've got some other guys that are chomping at the bit to get on the field. It gives them a great opportunity to play. So, we're going to get the ball outside, but we're going to continue to do what we do. You're still going to have to defend every gap.
With sicknesses and injuries as we're through the halfway point of the season, it gives other opportunity, not just for now, but for the future for some of these guys.
Absolutely. You know, it's always, we tell kids, you're always the next man up. You never know when a turned ankle, and now you're the starter. Mm-hmm. And you also, when you take a Ridgeway or Philemon Jones, well, there's your 2 backs for the future.
Good football players.
Very much so. You know, they've been dominating on B team on Monday nights. I've been trying to get them as many reps as I can there. We try to get them in the games as much as possible on Friday night. And look, they're swapping in every 2 plays during a team O because you've got to build that depth and you've got to build your future so that you can continue to win every year. It's always the next year and the next year that you really are planning for 4 years in your program every time.
Wow.
You know, we've got 8th grade, we've got a running back and a quarterback down there, and there's really 2 running backs, and we're already where they're going to be in the 9th grade, where they're going to be in the 10th grade, so that it's really a 4-year plan at all times that your program keeps getting fed. And that's why it's so important. You better know every kid 7th through 12th.
All right, Sylacauga 5-1, big region matchup against Valley. Kick at 7 o'clock at Legion Stadium. That is our game of the week, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks for having me.
Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. More Daybreak with our Star Student of the Month right after this.